Cualli yancuic xihuitl. I hope you've all been doing well. And for those of you who were able to make it to the Mexica New Year celebration this weekend, I hope you had fun. Tlahtocan to everyone who put the hard work in to make this beautiful ceremony happen. It was nice to be back at the park and to see everyone in person again. It was my son's first Mexica New Year, so Tiahui and I were excited to bring him into the circle to dance with us. I was also excited to experience our first Cualli native night on Friday with our Ohlone, Miwok, and Pomo relatives, and I look forward to having more events with them in the future. Alright, so back to the topic of today's video, the Aztec calendar. I put parentheses on the name Aztec because remember, the Aztec people never actually called themselves Aztec. The indigenous people who controlled the empire dominating Mexico and much of Mesoamerica by the time Europeans arrived in 1519 called themselves Mexica, from which the name Mexican comes from. Furthermore, the Aztec calendar is actually older than the Aztec Empire. The calendar may have been created by the Olmeca people and was later adopted by other cultures like the Maya and then the Mexica, as well as other cultures across Mesoamerica. Nevertheless, the Mesoamerican calendar is indigenous to North America, unlike the calendar we use today in the United States, called the Gregorian calendar, which comes from Europe. If you've seen episode 5, you'll remember I briefly talked about the difference between the two. I also mentioned that the Mesoamerican calendar is not just one calendar, but a system of calendars that work together like cogs in a machine. Mexica people use two of these calendars, one called the xihuitl, or year count, and another one called the Tonalamatl, or day count. There's also a third calendar called the long count, which is most notably used by the Maya. On the Mexica calendar, the 20-day period that makes up what's now referred to as a veintena can be seen on the famous Aztec Sunstone. Now, the Sunstone isn't the actual calendar, but rather a sculpture that depicts the calendar in it. At the center of the stone, we see the glyph for movement, representing the current sun, or era, or age. Within the glyph for movement, we see the face of Tonatiuh, the sun itself. We also see the glyphs for xihuitl, jaguar, xihuitl, wind, xihuitl, rain, and atl, water, representing the four previous ages. In the Mexica sacred history, it is said that the world was created and destroyed 4 times before our current world, the age of movement. The first sun, xihuitl, ended when the world was destroyed by jaguars who devoured everything and everyone. The second sun, xihuitl, ended when the world was destroyed by hurricanes and winds. The third sun, xihuitl, ended when the world was destroyed by a rain of fire. And the fourth sun, atl, ended when the world was destroyed in a great flood. We are now living in the fifth sun, Ohlin, and it's said that someday our world will be destroyed by cataclysmic earthquakes. For a more detailed account, check out a film called The 5 Suns, A Sacred History of Mexico by Patricia Amlin. Amlin uses art from the codices to bring the story of the 5 suns to life in her amazing animation. What I'd like to focus on in this video is pronouncing the names of the 20 day signs. I'll also translate the names, but I'm not going to go into detail about the meanings just yet. We'll talk more about that later in another video. On the Sunstone, the first day sign is located at the top left side of the inner ring. The rest of the day signs follow in a counterclockwise manner. So again, starting from the first day sign, the day signs are Tzipactli, Tzipactli, xihuitl, xihuitl, Cualli, Cualli, Quetzalcoatl, Quetzalcoatl, Coatl, Coatl, Miquistli, Miquistli, Mazatl, Mazatl, Tochtli, Tochtli, Atl, Atl, Itzcuintli, Itzcuintli, Ozomatli, Ozomatli, Malinali, Malinali, Acatl, Acatl, Ocelotl, Ocelotl, Cuautli, Cuautli, Coscacuautli, Coscacuautli, Ohlin, Ohlin, Tecpatl, Tecpatl, Xihuitl, Xihuitl, Xochitl, Xochitl. So those are the 20 day signs, and much like the Gregorian calendar that we're used to, each day also has a number associated with it. For example, This year Mexica New Year was on Saturday, the 12th, if you follow the Arturo Mesa Gutierrez correlation. But on the Mexica calendar, the name of the day was Nahuatl for crocodile. There are 13-day numbers in the 13-day periods, now referred to as trecenas, which are used with veintenas to tell time on the Mexica calendar. Once again, we'll talk more about numbers in another video. I hope this video helps you understand the Aztec calendar a little better. Remember, contrary to the idea that this calendar is obsolete, many people, including myself, still use this calendar every day. Here's a modern version of the Mexica calendar that I got after the Mexica New Year ceremony. If you're interested in incorporating the Mexica calendar in your daily lives, check out the one sold by Tochtliware. The link is in the description. If I missed anything, or if you have any questions, please let me know in the comments section down below. And if you haven't already, please like and subscribe, and share my videos to help spread the knowledge, wisdom, and language of our ancestors. Tlahtocamati, and I'll see you next time.